Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Amy Darley, and in today's video we are going to be cleaning, decluttering, and organizing here in my master bathroom. I ordered several new organizing containers from Amazon, and then I also made my own labels using my Cricut maker, and I love the way that they all turned out. Today's video is brought to you by Cricut, and I can't wait for y'all to see how the bathroom looks now that it is all organized. Hopefully this video will give you tons of cleaning motivation as well as some ideas on how to organize your own bathroom. Now go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you like seeing organizing videos, and let's get into cleaning, decluttering, and organizing this bathroom. Here is a quick look at what our bathroom looks like right now. We have tons of bathing suits that are just drying over the side of the tub, lots of stuff out on the counter, and then I did want to go ahead and show you guys a quick tour of what the drawers look like before. So you can see they are somewhat organized, but I have a lot of stuff that's just piled in here on top of other stuff, and I can't really see to get to things quickly like I would like. I just want it to look a lot better. So we're definitely going to be reorganizing these top two drawers. And then this bottom drawer is like all my hair tools, and then also a couple of bags that are empty and just need to be decluttered. Now under this cabinet, it used to be pretty organized, but recently I've just been throwing things in here. So I definitely need to declutter in this cabinet and get rid of some things and then reorganize in here. And then I put together this cabinet here in the toilet room a few weeks ago, and it is empty, so I will be actually putting some things in here today. And then also in the toilet room, I have this cabinet. It is already organized the way I want it, so I'm not going to mess with this today, but I figured I would go ahead and show you how we have things organized. So the top drawer is just all of my feminine products. The second drawer is extras. We have some extra razors and then extra floss sticks and toothbrushes. Here in the next drawer, we have a bunch of nail polishes that basically only Gracie June uses because I am horrible at painting my own nails. I've also got some Scentsy waxes and some little Tinker razors. And then this bottom drawer is just all of my extra body washes or sample like perfumes, bath bombs, things like that in this drawer. And then in this last cabinet, we have even more just extras of toilet paper, body wash, Clorox toilet bowl wand refills, and feminine products, all that kind of stuff. Anything that you would use in the bathroom, that's what's in this cabinet. All right, so now that you've seen all of our spaces, what all needs to be organized, I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning first, because before I can start decluttering and organizing anything, I need to clean up.
I saw the city passing by my window. Was in the crowd, but I felt so alone. Looked at my phone like every other second. My future was...
Now, I don't know about you guys, but I have the same little routine every single time I clean my bathroom. I like to clear the counters off. I go ahead and spray my disinfectant spray inside of the sink and on top of the faucet and the handles and all of that. And then I will let that sit so that way it can disinfect while I clean the mirrors and also the countertops. So I'm going to start by cleaning the mirrors first with the Jaws glass cleaner, and then I will clean my granite countertops with the Jaws granite cleaner.
Filled me up. We had never met before that time, but I just knew that we'd end up. You took it, you took it, took away my loneliness. So I know it, I know it. You're making me wholehearted. Together is always better. I don't want to be parted. You're making me wholehearted. You're making me wholehearted. We jumped off the subway leading nowhere. Your warm hands rubbed off the cold around me. I heard you say that everything is alright, but how did you know how I felt? You saw right through me that day. I was lost in space, but you pulled me down and wiped away those cloudy thoughts. I could see the sky when you were close to me. I can't believe what you brought. You took it, took away my life. always remember it. How you turned everything around. I will always remember it.
Now I'm moving on to cleaning the toilets, and I always start by taking a little bit of toilet paper and wiping down the toilet first. This gets any of the dust that's on top off, and it makes it a lot easier for me to clean with my Clorox disinfecting wipes. And I love using these wipes because they're quick and easy. I can just wipe it down really fast and then throw them away.
How you got me off the battleground. Yeah. You took it, took away my loneliness. So I know it, you're making me wholehearted. Together it's always better. I don't want to be parted. You're making me.
Now the last thing I'm going to use to clean the toilet is my Clorox toilet bowl wand, and you just take the little refill, put it on the end of your wand, and you clean out the inside of your toilet bowl. It smells so good. And then when you're finished cleaning, you just pop the little refill piece off into the trash can and it throws away and you're done. It's so easy, quick, and definitely makes cleaning the toilet bowl much more bearable. Alright, so before we get started organizing in the bathroom, I wanted to show you guys all the containers that I got from Amazon, and I will link all of these below. So I got this little 3 set of apothecary jars, and then I got these stackable containers. They come in a lot of different sizes, and they all kind of go together so that you can mix and match and stack them however you want to. I also used these underneath our kitchen sink a while back, so if you saw that video where I organized in there, these are the exact same containers. But I love the fact that I can stack these and just kind of make them work for what I need them to work for underneath my cabinets. I also got this Jerry box. It's a rotating, it's just like a Lazy Susan that you can use to store all your beauty products or skincare, all of that kind of stuff. So I got that, and I'm going to be putting that together in just a minute. And then I also found this set of acrylic containers. They came in lots of different sizes, and these also stack, so you could stack them together inside of a drawer if you needed to, and you can mix and match them to kind of fit the shape of your drawer. Now these longer ones, these longer skinny ones, I did not end up using in my bathroom today, but I'm thinking I'm going to probably use them in the craft area that we're creating upstairs, so stay tuned for that. And then this was the only one that it came in that size. But these are all the containers that I got to organize with, and I can't wait to start putting this stuff together and showing you how it all turned out. I was really excited about this little Lazy Susan Jerry box thing and trying to figure out what I was going to actually put on here. So I decided to go ahead and put this together. It gives you all the instructions on the back, and just so you guys know, it comes in the acrylic like I have, but it also comes in a black and a white. So there's 3 different colors that you can choose from. And it was so easy to put together, and I love the fact that it was also adjustable. So if you have different size products, you can adjust the little shelves and put them wherever you want. And then it came with these little rubber bands to make it to where you could click them in, and they were super sturdy and weren't gonna fall apart.
Ooh, when did I get so blind?
Alright, so here's a look at what it looks like all put together, and I'm going to go ahead and start putting some things on here. I just kind of was going through all of the things that I keep on my countertop, and then also underneath my cabinets, some beauty products, all that kind of stuff. And you're going to see me adjusting the shelves as I'm putting the products on based on the size of my products and where I need them. So this thing is fully customizable, and I think it's awesome for a bathroom. Now, usually when I'm organizing a space, this is actually the first thing that I start doing, is pulling everything out, cleaning out the space, decluttering, and all of that first. But because that organizer, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to put on there, I started messing around with products and trying to organize it first. But I kind of got stuck, so I decided to go ahead and start pulling things out and cleaning out underneath my cabinet.
I'm on the train headed back to Indiana. The rain is forming into rivers outside, writing down all the things that I miss.
Alright guys, so I just put together this little organizer here, but this is something that happens with me all the time when I'm organizing. I have to kind of move things around, trial and error stuff until I get it the way I want it. So let me show you guys what the issue is. Alright, so I really love the organizer, and I love how it fits so much. I love that I have all of my skincare, my hair products. I even have all of my makeup on here that I use regularly. But the only issue is I don't really like the way it looks on the countertop. I just feel like it's too much right here. Plus I'm gonna end up having like soap and toothbrushes and stuff out here too. So I just don't like the way it looks on the countertop. But I can't really put it down here because I don't wanna be bending over to grab all of my makeup products all the time when I'm doing my makeup in the mornings. I don't mind bending down to get like the hair products and the skincare stuff because I don't know, I don't mind doing that, but the makeup, I don't want to bend over constantly. So I don't know, what I'm thinking is I might end up taking all of the makeup off of here, store that somewhere else, and see what else I can put on here instead. Alright, so I think I figured out the solution. I took all the makeup off, and then everything that's going underneath my cabinet, I even included my hairbrush and some combs, bath salts, everything else that is going to be like skin, hair, all that kind of stuff is gonna go down underneath the cabinet. And then as for my makeup, I went ahead and just put it back in this little acrylic organizer. And then I do have a few other things, but I will organize that back into the drawers in just a few minutes. Alright, so before I do any more organizing, I am pulling everything out of my drawers, and I'm going to go ahead and clean them out, go through them, declutter what I need to, and then I can start using my new containers to organize all of these spaces.
We can start all over in our hometown, running free. It could be everything that we were chasing. I'm impatient just to see how you make everything fall into place.
Now I did like all of my hair tools being in this bottom drawer just because I only use one at a time usually, or sometimes I'll use the hair dryer and then one of the other tools, but I like them here in this drawer, so I'm just putting them back there. And here is under Chance's cabinet. This is such a mess. We actually used a Dollar Tree bin as our trash can, but I really just didn't like it. I didn't like it being open and then all of our trash just kind of sitting in there. So I'm going to put a different trash can in here. And then we also have a ton of cleaning products under here that some of it we don't even need in here anymore. And then some of it we're going to keep, but I'm going to put it in the toilet room. Alright, so now we're on to my favorite part, which is organizing and making all the labels. So I pulled out my cart with all of my Cricut supplies and my Cricut maker, and I'm going to be making some labels. And I love having this little cart because I can just pull it out, and this is where I pull it into my dining room anytime I'm ready to craft. Now, we are working on creating a little craft area up in our playroom for me and Gracie June. So until then, this is kind of how I have it set up. So I'm going to be using my Cricut maker, and I went ahead and made all of my labels in the Cricut design space. And just in case you guys are interested, the font that I used here is called Haley. And then the font that I used for Chance was called Heidi. So I'll put those down in the description box. But what I did was I went ahead and made the labels, and then I welded them together, each different word, so that way it created one sticker for each word. I laid out all my supplies. I have my Cricut vinyl, I have my cutting mat, and then I also have my transfer tape. So I just put my white vinyl on my Cricut mat, loaded it into the machine, and then now I am ready to cut out all of my vinyl. So I'm just going to go ahead and click Make It, and then it's going to lay it out on the mat for me, and it shows I only need one mat of vinyl. And then I just select my material that I'm using, the amount of pressure that I want to use, and I start cutting. Now that it is done cutting, I'm just going to unload it from the machine and weed my vinyl, which just means I'm pulling off the vinyl and taking out all the little pieces that don't need to be part of my sticker. So because I used white, it was kind of hard for you to see here, so I'm going to show you a little close-up. This is what my labels look like. I still need to pull the inside pieces out, but I wanted to show you a little close-up really quick so you could actually see what I'm working with. Now I'm just cutting out each individual word so that way I can transfer them onto my containers. Now this is the transfer material. You just take it, it's very sticky. You put it on top of your label and you transfer it to the sticky part, and you'll see I've got my label already. And now I'm going to put it onto my container, and then the little tool that I'm using here is just the scraper tool, and it helps it to stick a lot easier. Now with acrylic though, the vinyl goes on super duper easy, so this is an awesome beginner project if you're looking to do some projects with your Cricut. Now I just love the way that these containers turned out. I love the white. I've also seen people do the acrylic containers with black, and those look really good too. You'll see I'm going to do the apothecary jars in just a little bit, and it's kind of hard to even see the labels on there because the items that I put inside of the jars were white, but I think these turned out really great. I love how they are so clean, and they just look really, really good with all of the products inside. Alright, so now I'm going to start putting some of my items inside of the containers. So this first one is our face stuff. So I basically just put like the cotton rounds and then face wipes, and I could even put like skincare products or whatever I want to in here, but that's this first container. In this container I labeled it makeup, so I'm putting my extra makeup palettes that I don't necessarily use daily, and then also some beauty sponges in here. The next two containers I labeled hair, and I'm putting my scrunchies and ponytail holders in this first container. Then in the second container I have all of my hair clips. Now I'm going to organize underneath my sink. I'm starting by putting my travel bags here in the back since I don't have to pull those out nearly as much. And then I have this little basket I'm putting my travel steamer and also all of my tanning products in. Now I have my little Jerry box, Lazy Susan, going right here. I love this, and I've been using it for the last week, and I love how it turned out, and all the products on here are so easy to pull in and out. And then now I'm going to stack all of my little containers. I put the makeup and the face containers on the bottom, and then the two hair containers on top. And like I said, you can kind of mix and match those as you need to for your space. Okay, so this was another container that I already had from M-Design on Amazon, and I'm just labeling it with Chance's name and figured he could put all of his extra stuff in this little container underneath his sink. So this is all of his stuff that's going in here. It'll be easy for him to just pull out whenever he needs it. Now, as you can see, all the cleaning products are out of here, so I moved the towels over here in this space since there was a little bit more room. I have all of Chance's products, and then I also have these plastic bags that we use as trash bags in here, and then the new trash can that I got off of Amazon. I love that our trash is now going to be contained in an actual trash can. And now I'm going to move on to organizing the drawers, and I will kind of show you a whole overview of all the organization at the end. So I'll kind of talk a little bit more about the drawers at the end of this video. Alright, so now I am ready to organize this cabinet here in the toilet room, and I decided to put all of the cleaning products that we use in here frequently in this cabinet, as well as some Febreze. And then we have some extra loofahs, and I'm going to actually put those little apothecary jars. I need to label these really quickly, and then I'm going to fill those and put them in here as well.
Sitting on the front porch, sipping on the rocks. Citrus in our beverages. Citrus in our beverages. Show only the good sides. Always pretty smiles are covering our faces. You know it is all lies. You know it is all lies. On and on it goes. Round and round the rodeo. Breathing out air for a minute. Taking my time to begin with. On and on it goes. Swing it down in life, you know. Breathing out air for a minute. Yeah. Hey, would you rather stay right here?
So I decided to put the cotton balls and the Q-tips here in this cabinet, but then I wanted to put the floss on the countertop in the bathroom since we use those daily, and it didn't really make much sense for them to go in here. Alright, so we are almost done here in the bathroom. The last thing that I'm putting here on the countertops is our hand soap. We have our toothbrushes, my little jewelry dish, and then I'm also putting that floss here as well. Now the last thing I'm going to do is vacuum really quickly before I show you the overview of how it all turned out. And I'm using my cordless Hoover Blade Plus, and I also got this ruggable rug a few weeks ago. It's pretty thin, so you can see that's why it's pulling it up constantly, but this thing is pretty powerful for a cordless vacuum. But I love having this vacuum for really quick daily vacuuming around the house. Alright, so now the bathroom is clean and organized, and I'm going to give you a little overview of the cabinets. I'll show you some before and afters as well. So this was my cabinet before, and then this is the after. I am so stinking excited about this space, and like I said, it's been organized for about a week now, and I feel like once you have containers in a space where you know you're supposed to put things, it's a whole lot easier to keep organized. Now here's a look at Chance's cabinet before and after. Okay, so really quickly I wanted to touch on the drawers since I didn't really talk about these earlier. In this first drawer I have my eye care, my pimple stuff, my deodorant, all of my teeth products, and then I also have these little hair clips, bobby pins, and a few different hair ties. Now in the second drawer, I ended up just putting the beauty products that I use regularly in here. And then, like I said earlier, I put all of my extra palettes and things down in the container underneath my cabinet. Now, y'all will have to tell me if I'm weird, but I really think this drawer is so pretty. I just love having these organization containers, and makeup all organized is probably one of the prettiest things. Okay, now I'm going to show you these drawers really quickly. I already showed them to you earlier, but it's just got all of the cleaning products, loofahs, cotton balls, and Q-tips. Now, in case you're curious of what is in this little basket, we have some little booty wipes, which came in Chance's Dollar Shave Club. He does that every month, and it came in there. I thought it was funny, but we also have Vaseline. And then I have this little soy candle from Grove Collaborative because we have to have candles in every room. Not only do they smell good, but they're also shelf decor. But that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, please, please, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you want to see more organization videos like this. And make sure to subscribe before you leave so that way you don't miss any upcoming videos. I'm going to leave some other videos here on the screen in case you need some more cleaning motivation or want to know some of my favorite cleaning products and tools. Check these videos out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!